Back in the building as we should be, right? Yeah, we got a very interesting topic we're gonna talk about today. Yeah. Shout out to Rock Solid. Shout out to the podcast Rock Solid. Shout out to Memphis Bleek actually. Memphis Bleek got a podcast. I mean, it's under over there with Drink Champs and all them. Shout out to Drink Champs. Shout out to Rock Solid. That's Memphis Bleek podcast that he actually got going on. And he be having some good interviews lately. I mean, he been doing some good interviews. I mean, not for nothing. I got to salute Memphis Bleek. But see, the thing that caught my attention today, guess was no other than a Broad Street himself bully from South Philly, Mr. Beanie Sigel, aka Beanie Mac. You know, the second best rapper that was over there in Rockefeller at the time when the Rockefeller dynasty was going on. Y'all remember that guy over there? Besides Jay-Z, you had Beanie Mac. And this the first time they actually sat down together. And I mean, not for nothing. If nobody don't know what's going on here, it been a little, I mean, been a little back and forth going on between Bleek and Beanie Sigel throughout the years. A little subliminal message here and there. You know what I mean? Bleek had to respond to Beanie Sigel a couple of times, and we all know the situation between Beanie Mac and Beanie Sigel and Jay-Z. And the part that caught my attention, you know what I mean, the most, I advise y'all to go check the whole interview out. It's a dope interview. They talk about a lot of things that we didn't know about also. But the main part that caught my attention, that caught little bing, okay, we're going to talk about this part right here. The part when he got locked up. Y'all remember the infamous part when the infamous story that Beanie could have came home and the judge asked on Jay-Z personally, face to face, while Jay-Z was standing. There's a whole bunch of people on it sitting down in the courtroom thinking Beanie about to come home, meaning state property, the Rockefeller people. And I mean, at that time, and we all know the infamous words that Jay-Z said to the judge. The judge basically told Jay-Z, can you be responsible for him if we release him today? Everybody had it confused. Everybody thought, oh, you know, that ain't Jay-Z. Son, he ain't got to hold hands for Beanie. Beanie was out of control at the time, this and that. We all know that. We're going to talk about all that. But see, Beanie Sigel actually sat down with Memphis Bleek and he broke down the real details. He's like, yo, bro, nah, it didn't go down like that. I'm telling you out my mouth. The only thing the judge wanted him to do was IABC, and that's it. Everything else, I mean, if anything would have happened, it would have been on me. But then it's an infamous story that they was talking about them too. It's an infamous story that actually I didn't even know about. That's why I said go check the full interview out. It's a situation that happened at Baseline Records, and Beanie Sigel spoke about that situation, and it's a little bit conspiracy involved in that situation. Oh, y'all think I'm lying? Let's get this show started so we can go through this and we're gonna talk about this because that's the situation where he lost his chain. He bugged out in there. And that's the situation when actually somebody stole Jay-Z's song in that studio, whatever, or the spot they was at Baseline. And the song was, I think it was Dear Summer. Y'all remember that song? Let's talk about this. I feel like they set Beanie up for the bake. They knew he was a little bit too wild. But at the end of the day, you always got to have that wild dude to hold down that label to make sure to let all these other crews and these other labels at the time that they was going back and forth with, because New York was off fire at that time. You had mad different groups all over the goddamn place. Beanie was holding that Rockefeller's chain down over there, putting hands and feet on niggas, allegedly. Why you think New York rappers respected Beanie Mac? Because not just because the bars he was spitting on the mic, it was because the respect he was giving out there in them streets, on tour, on the shows, parties, whatever. Niggas wasn't disrespecting Rockefeller while Beanie Mac was in the building. And sometimes you need that similarity to like the Jim Jones situation, how much credit he wanted because he held that Dipset flag down. He made sure niggas ain't try to disrespect that shit by any means necessary. Not comparing the two, but you could compare the stories, the similarities. They held that flag down all the way to the fillers. And they feel like they didn't get the respect they needed from their boss, and that's me, Jay-Z and Cameron. But let's talk about this Beanie Mac little interview he did with Memphis Bleek, and yeah, let's talk about this, man, because I still feel Jay did him wrong. And I want y'all to be the judge on this. And this coming out of Beanie Sigel mouth. Let's review this part, though. Let's review the most important part that I wanted to catch and react to y'all. Man, like one up, man. Y'all already know the vibes. Yo, 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 yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV, man. We back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that thumbs up. Ain't gonna hurt your feelings, ain't gonna cost you. Share the video. Keep that notification bell on so you know my videos are actually dropping. Shout out to Team Smoke Gang. Try to get your membership by supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody that been supporting the channel. Let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel, on this channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play are also owned by the original creators. We're gonna jump right straight to it. Yeah, because I want to go through a 10-minute clip with y'all. Then when I was watching the interview, I said, you know what, let me react to the people, man. Since Beanie Siegel's actually sitting down with Memphis Bleek, and it's the first time they sat down in years, y'all. Remember this. They haven't seen each other in years. So this is the first time. And I want y'all to hear what Beanie had to say about how he felt, a brother that he looked up to, big brother as that. He knew he had wild issues, but he like, dog, I would never let my peoples or anybody that I love, and we supposed to be the Rock La Familia. Remember they screamed that? We the Rock La Familia, this and that. And yeah, remember that? That's how Beanie felt. And Beanie always never really felt like him and Memphis Bleek had a good relationship as friendship when you go watch their interview. But it was a little bit of jealousy there as far as allegedly. And I'm only saying it's alleged throughout the whole video now, in my opinion. There's a little bit of jealousy when Beanie Sigel came in the building and Memphis Bleek knew that boy's about to take off. For some strange reason, they always held Beanie Sigel back on his albums. His album dropped. Jay-Z always got an album Beanie Sigel dropped. I think I'm lying. Go Google it, go look it up. Look at Beanie Siegel's albums under Rockefeller and see the same time when Jay-Z dropped his album also the same date. Go check that out. If it ain't the same date, the day or two after, nigga. Or the day before. It was some strange reason. But let's get to Beanie Sigel talking about the court appearance and how he felt when he had to turn back and go back to jail to go do that time because the judge asked Jay-Z a simple question. And I want y'all to peep how Memphis Bleek was acting also. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Like one up. Y'all already know the vibes.
Line with the jail shit and you coming home.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's a big thing online with the jail shit and you coming home with Hove and they saying like Hove didn't take responsibility. Looking back now, do you fault him for feeling that way? Like if you take yourself out of that out of being yourself in that situation and put yourself on the outside looking in, would you have made the same choice he made, or do you think you would have made a different choice?
I'd have got my boy home.
Think so?
Yeah. I'd have got my boy home. I don't know how he felt. Because we never had that conversation yet.
I don't know, me neither.
So I can't speak on how he felt. I could just only speak on what I would have did. If I had a chance to get any of my homies out of jail, I don't care what I would have had to do.
But
I'd have got them out.
In hindsight, like you said,
in hindsight,
looking back, he was reckless. See, that's like me co-signing on a car on a nigga who don't got a license or drive drunk all the time. Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's almost the same. It's like, come on, bro.
Nah.
You had a life. Like, think about it.
Nah.
Memphis Bleek tried to compare that to, yo, man, you was reckless, my nigga. You was bugging too much. But I want y'all to peep son. See, Beanie Mac ain't dumb, yo. He's reading Bleek throughout that whole interview. When y'all go watch the full interview when y'all got time, he's reading this nigga every time. And some people, you know, Beanie said he lost a little bit of memory because, you know, remember he got shot in his head. I mean, God bless, he's still here. Now he had a little bit of drug lean habit back in the day. So your memory kind of off on certain things, but he remember a lot, believe me. But for him to say, yo, you was reckless, my nigga, that's not the right word to use, Bleek. I'm being honest, man. You could have said, yo, not for nothing, at the time you was bugged out according to what I heard and what I know. Let's continue. Peep this out.
You came home,
I don't care what I would have had to do.
but
I'd have got him out.
in hindsight, like you said,
In hindsight,
looking back, you was reckless. See, that's like me co-signing on a car on a nigga who don't got a license or drive drunk all the time. Would you do that?
no, I wouldn't do that.
That's almost the same. It's like, come on, bro.
Nah,
you had a light. Like, think about it.
Nah.
When you came home from that time, right? Because that was the shooting.
Solid.
That was the shooting at the club, right?
You heard Beanie Mac is let's keep it rock solid. I want y'all to catch every detail on this shit. Because this is very, very important, man. It's a lot of narrative that was thrown about that situation with Beanie Mac getting out of there. I believe it had a lot to do with the feds. They was coming for Jay-Z. That's my allegedly, and everything I speak on is alleged. We're going to continue on that note because he did catch a Fed charge and attempt to murder charge and all that, but the feds dropped the gun charge. And I think they was going to end up watching that whole Rockefeller situation. And we all know what type of movement, allegedly, according to the Hove himself, Jay-Z, and his OG Juan, and other friends that spoke. We know what type of shit they was on back then. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of think Jay-Z didn't want no parts of Beanie Sigel because he was getting out of control. But you're not going to compare that. Non-driving license, he drunk, oh man, you was reckless. You know what I mean? You got to understand. Nah, nigga, you can't compare that type of situation. This is Rock La Familia. This is brotherhood. Let's continue.
That case. That's like me co-signing on a car on a nigga who don't got a license or drive drunk all the time. Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's almost the same. It's like, come on, bro.
Nah,
you had a light. Like, think about it.
Nah.
When you came home from that time, right? Because that was the shooting.
Solid.
That was the shooting at the club, right? That case.
What shooting?
That's when the homie
That's
got
crazy.
that.
I say that. What shooting?
What shooting? Like, niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? That niggas outside shooting. But I'm saying that was the shooting at the club with your first case when you got locked up, when you went to the trial.
Yeah.
Right.
So what was said is, if we allow
I know.
him to come
I
home,
seen it. Yeah, you would
on bail,
take responsibility for this man.
would you be responsible for his whereabouts? Mm-hmm. Meaning, would you give us all the documents that we need to know he's going to be in St. Louis this day, he's going to be in Missouri? They just wanted to know where he'd be able to give up the tour schedule.
See, I didn't know that. But my thing is, I mean,
You see how Bleek lied on that? Oh, I ain't know that. But just about a few seconds before he said that, you said, no, I know about the Jay-Z, and he said he wasn't going to be responsible, but you know that, though. You see, this is the shit that I be talking about here. Don't play wishy-washy. And I respect Bleek. Listen, I respect his hustle, all that shit he doing. Shout out to Bleek, man. But I got to do my job. I got to react to your interview that you're doing to Beanie Mac. And for you to say that a couple seconds, right a few seconds after that, he said that, nah, you know what I mean? Oh, I didn't know that. Now, nigga, you knew everything, nigga. That's your big homie. He gonna come talk to you, Ty, and everybody else around the circle that had been together. OG Juan, all y'all, Lord, or everybody, nigga, from day one. Those are the niggas that Jay-Z talked to. You know everything. And for you to say, oh, I ain't know that, then he try to switch the subject. I'm about to be whining for y'all and let it play again. Because we both react. We all reacting to this. Don't switch it up. But peep this out. Watch when he be like, oh, nah, but he going to try to change the whole subject. But Beanie Sigel going to stay on the subject. He's going to be like, nah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to get this out. Let's peep this.
Question what I was
Is if we allow him to come home,
seen it. Yeah, you would
on bail,
take responsibility for this man.
would you be responsible for his whereabouts? Mm-hmm. Meaning, would you give us all the documents that we need to know he's going to be in St. Louis this day, he's going to be in Missouri? They just wanted to know where he'd be able to give up the tour schedule.
See, I didn't know that. But my thing is, let me ask you a question. What I was saying on that note.
Let me finish answering.
Go ahead.
So, I couldn't look at my homie shackled, ankle to wrist, and look him in his face and say, nah. Mm-hmm. Because let's say if I would have came home and wilded out and shot somebody, nothing could have happened to Jack.
But you did.
No, I
Now we're gonna continue, but I want to tell y'all something. Around that time, alleged, we all know Jay history, streets, the shit he be talking in his raps, all this, moving them birds, all this, and y'all gotta remember, man, the feds probably wanted Jay. I'm only saying alleged. Jay probably didn't want to take that risk of bringing Beanie back because he would have brought more shit. He would have brought more heat. The feds was probably on him, even though I don't know if the feds was on him before. I don't know. I'm only speaking alleged. I'm only speaking the history that we hear from Jay-Z and his music, and from others that speak that stamp that what Jay-Z was doing back in the days. He's a hustler. We can't deny that from Hov. I think Hov didn't want that, and that's the reason why he did that. Because he only had to have people watch, make sure he good. He didn't have to make sure that he got to keep a hand. I mean, hold his nigga hands and all that. Nah, Jay ain't got to do that. You got people you can pay and watch this nigga. But I understand what Beanie's saying also. I couldn't do that either. If I got the opportunity to release my brothers, sisters, anybody my loved one, friends, or anybody, and I see them shackle up like that, nah, I'm gonna say, nah, we got them. We're gonna give you the tour date and all that. But see, this is the trick part. I think Jay-Z allegedly doing that little tour run they was doing. We don't know. I'm only saying it's alleged. They might have been doing some street activities. We don't know. Y'all got to remember these rappers used to be hustlers. Maybe he didn't want that heat coming to the tour. That's why Bleek ain't really trying to say too much either. That's why Bleek and throughout the whole interview, he's like, yo, but you understand, champ. Like, he keep telling Beanie Mac, like, yo, you understand. And when I hear that shit from a person from the outside looking in as a fan and somebody that listened to Jay-Z music and looked up to him during my younger days and my younger age and my outside days, that's the first thing I think of. Nigga moving on birds, nigga, doing them tours. That's the first thing I'm thinking of, and I'm saying it's alleged. What y'all think? Jay-Z was legit, just like Jay-Z wasn't Jay-Z at that time. He wasn't a billionaire the way he is now. He had to work his way up there. But at that time, early 2000s, Jay was moving on birds through them tours, man. The nigga just popped in the late 90s. So he didn't see the money he wanted to see in the music industry at that time, allegedly. Go listen to his music. Shout out to old OG Juan. Shout out to all y'all niggas. I grew up listening to that music. Watch a lot of documentaries. Study Jay-Z blueprint in the street days of my young days and all that. That's what they was doing allegedly. And I think as a hustler like Hov is, and the niggas around him that get money, they didn't want that heat during the tour. Think about that. Let that marinate in y'all brain. Let's continue with Beanie Sigel talking about the situation.
You did.
had my homie shackled, ankle to wrist, and look him in his face and say, nah. Because let's say if I would have came home and wilded out and shot somebody, nothing could have happened to Jack.
But you did.
No, I didn't.
You didn't shoot nobody, but you wilded out.
How?
Bro, you went back to jail.
Tax evasion.
No, that was after Rockefeller breakup, bro. Remember,
No.
you got caught with a gun or some ill shit like that when you was speeding on the run from the police and threw
That's
the gun.
all the same case. That's all the same. I had a state case for that.
You see how Bleek tried to confuse Mac on his own goddamn case? You see how Bleek tried to see, that's what they do when you do these interviews. You don't remember clearly, oh, they'll make you they will switch the whole narrative, and then next thing you know, you agree with what they say. And it's your own case, it's your own situation in your own life. But since your memory a little bit off, and if you don't remember, you're gonna agree with the person is saying to you. And that's what Bleek tried to do to Mac just now. Mac said, nah, nigga, you wildin'. That ain't no excuse for Jay-Z not to send me back to jail, nigga. All that shit was in one case. And he's about to break it down now. He's about to break it down now to y'all. My opinion, before we continue, the reason why Jay-Z did that in court, shit ain't got nothing to do with, yo, Jay-Z a grown man, he a grown man. That shit ain't got nothing to do with it. Because I know I'm going to see that in the comment. Yo, Beanie Siegel's an old man. He's a grown man at the time. He should have known this. Nah, Smoke, you know what I mean? No, y'all, no. Allegedly, it's because Jay was moving them birds, nigga, and he was getting money, and he don't need that heat. That shit would have brought more heat to him, man. Go do y'all research on Dame Dash, Biggs, Jay-Z. Go to D Haven, his best friend from Brooklyn. Do y'all research. That's the reason why he ain't want Beanie back on the tour. Allegedly. But he's gonna explain his case because Bleek trying to switch the whole narrative. Make him believe a story that his own life. Peep this out.
That's all I'm saying. I had a stake and shot somebody. Nothing could have happened to Jack.
But you did.
No, I didn't.
You didn't shoot nobody, but you wilded out.
How?
Bro, you went back to jail.
Tax evasion.
No, that was after Rockefeller breakup, bro. Remember,
No.
you got caught with a gun or some ill shit like that when you was speeding on the run from the police and threw
That's
the gun.
all the same case. That's all I'm saying. I had a state case for the gun. Then I had
But there was the shooting
the
case.
feds picked it up. No, I had attempted murder in the state.
Yes.
I had the gun in the feds at the same time.
That was all one case.
No, it was
So
two different cases.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I remember I was there, my nigga.
check it
Like,
out.
you
Listen.
did come home and wild out. Nigga went on a high-speed chase with the law.
No.
That's when you made the song with Cam, Run It.
Listen, I caught attempted murder.
That's the first case,
And
yes.
I caught a gun case.
Yes.
Both of those cases was in the state. Both of them. I beat the gun case. I still had to go to court for the attempted murder. The feds picked up the gun case. It was
just running concurrent.
It was just running at the same
But
time.
it was two different cases.
So when the feds picked it up, I went to the federal courthouse. The feds, I was out on bail for the attempted murder. I was trying to get bail for the gun. So when they asked, would you be responsible for his whereabouts? Just letting us know where he gonna be at, tour schedule, this, that, and the third. Same shit.
You my brother.
No new case.
You my brother. I'm gonna be all the way honest. Me, a nigga.
You would've left me in jail.
Yeah, I'd have left
you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You would've left me.
Yo,
At least you high.
This nigga gotta learn, man. Like, yo, this nigga keep going through all this shit, because you gotta think back.
It
Let's
wasn't
take it back.
nothing new.
But let's take it back. Remember the incident in Baseline, cuz?
Now, we're about to get to the baseline situation. It's a little conspiracy with this situation that happened at the baseline. We're going to get to that. But the shit that Beanie Mac is trying to say, the day that happened in court, and Bleek is trying to say, I'm like, nah, nigga, you bugged out. You called new case. Bleek is like, nah, nigga, all that shit was together. I didn't catch a new case. What you talking about? All that shit happened at the same time, same months, whatever, same year, all that. I'm trying to tell you why Jay-Z didn't want to take that chance for that boy to come home. He felt like he was a hothead, which we all know. But let's not forget here, Beanie Sigel took up a lot of beef for Jay-Z. Beanie Sigel was the first one up front line for Jay-Z and the Rockefeller. What we talking about? Those were two main bosses over there during that Rockefeller era. You had one in Philly, Broad Street Bully, a.k.a. Beanie Sigel, a.k.a. Beanie Mac. And then you got the infamous Jay-Z. Hove. Memphis, Bleek, and them niggas was not stepping up the plate the way Beanie Mac was at that little bit of time period when he was over there. And Beanie Sigel was on, yo, man, this shit seemed like he was there so long. When y'all watch the interview, Beanie Mac, yo, Sigel only had a 2.5 year span in that Rockefeller era, yo. That's how much of a legacy he left his stamp over there. Put them niggas on the map. Make sure niggas ain't bother them niggas. Make sure niggas wasn't trying to come through, you know what I mean, outside of zone. Beanie Sigel was holding shit down for that nigga, man. Y'all understand what I'm saying here? That nigga was the protector, security, rapper. Come on, what are we talking about here? Jada Kiss, everybody said that shit. All his ops in New York said that. Nah, Beanie Man, that nigga was a problem, man. Niggas know not to play with Mac. So that's why he feel the way he feel. And he's like, nah, nigga, you got the story mixed up. I would never see my brother, my loved one, send him back to jail. So when I see that, I can understand Sigel's side. But then I gotta be biased here, understand Jay-Z's side also. Because what I'm saying is alleged, and that's the only thing I can think of, is that they didn't want that federality, the feds. They didn't want the feds on them niggas during that time. Meaning Jay-Z and his back crew and everybody that's down with that Rockefeller. That was helping Jay-Z build that empire. That part. That's the reason why I think they didn't want Beanie Mac back. Because that shit would have brought the cops. And now if there was a square-ass label, they wasn't doing nothing. They some square kids, never sold drugs, was involved in the streets. They just come out of college and blew up. That's something different. You're not doing nothing illegal. But in my opinion, my nigga Hove at that time, that nigga was moving birds, nigga, in my opinion. That's allegedly. Because he had to be where he had to be at until he wanted to stop. And at that time, it was still early. Rockefeller just popped off at that time. As far as the music and the money coming from the music. Y'all gotta remember, them niggas came in the building with their own money. Meaning Biggs, Jay-Z, and Dame Dash. And before Jay-Z met Dame Dash, Jay-Z had his own money. Think about it. But it's still effed up that you sent that man back to jail. You could have tried to figure something out, though. I understand on Beanie Mac on that. But let's get to this situation that's a little bit conspiracy involved in this shit. Because people think, Bleek think this nigga like totally forgot about everything. He think Beanie Sigel memory is gone. But Beanie Sigel said one thing during this situation we about to play now. You gotta buzz somebody in to come to that place or what they about to talk about. So when things are missing and all of a sudden the cameras don't work for some strange reason that for that day, he's like, yo, it's something else going involved. And we never heard the side of a story that somebody stole one of Jay-Z records and he had to pay them back. Beanie had to pay back. Nobody else. And when he tell you how much he had to pay them niggas back for that situation that happened, it was $1 million, y'all. They set this nigga up for the bake. They knew he had a drug problem. They knew he was bugged out, and they knew he was a hothead. Peep this out. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video.
I don't want to get into
this, that, and the third. Same shit.
You my brother.
No new case.
You my brother. I'm gonna be all the way honest. Me, a nigga.
You would have left me in jail.
Yeah, I'd have left
you. Ain't shit.
Yeah.
You ain't shit. You would have left me.
Yo,
at least you alright.
This nigga gotta learn, man. Like, yo, this nigga keep going through all this shit because you gotta think back.
It wasn't nothing new.
But let's take it back. What? Remember the incident in Baseline, cuz? Remember that? I don't want to get into detail, but all of that piles up to that decision.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that, bro. It ain't one thing that leads to one decision. Way? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what happened in Baseline?
You fucking turned this shit into Hiroshima. What do you mean what happened in Baseline? Oh. Nigga, you want me to run that? I don't want to bring up open old wounds.
I think Beanie Mac was playing a little bit dumb in this interview. See, Beanie not a dumb dude, man. And that shit still hurt him to this day of what happened, what Jay-Z did to him, and all that whole situation. That shit hurt that man. He's still living his life, but you could just tell. And I think he was playing a little bit of dumb with Bleek to try to see if Bleek could throw a little bit of ollie whoops or something that he could try to catch and be like, oh, I didn't hold up, really? I didn't know about that, Bleek. Peep this out, though.
If you want
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. But I wasn't wrong.
Niggas. Yo, I wasn't there. Remember, I came and it was just blood on the wall. And I'm looking like, yo, what the fuck going on? It's blood everywhere. And you like, niggas think I'm playing. I say, yo, Beans, listen.
No.
I don't know what's going on, but y'all
you were
niggas
murdered.
get the fuck out of
I remember. You were murdered, called.
Yeah, no, we
Y'all-
came up there.
Y'all, you was like, yo,
What the fuck going on in the stoop?
I don't think you should come back up the baseline. He was like, yo, don't come back.
Yeah.
I'm like, what you mean? It was like, yo, don't come back up here.
Yo, listen, it was Tata's sister. Thais is the one who called me. She was like, yo, Bleek, you in the city? Because remember, I was the one who came to baseline early in the morning. Y'all niggas used to be there vampire hours.
Yeah.
So she called me like, yo, Bleek, you in the city? I'm like, yo, I'm on my way to the city right now. And she was like, yo, please, whatever you do, get to the studio now. Beans in them up here, wildin'. So I said, what, they flipped on you? She was like, nah, but when you see, you gonna see.
It wasn't no girl in there.
Yeah, she was the receptionist.
She wasn't there though.
Yeah, she was.
When that
she
happened.
was in the front. Remember the front, you had to go through
So
the door
for the
to get in
people
the
who don't
studio.
know, this what happened.
You see how Beanie Mac said there wasn't no girl there when that shit happened? But Bleek is trying to convince him, like, nah, it was. This shit happened so long ago, number one. This nigga done got shot. Nah, man, you know, he got a fun. That's why he lost his voice, because one of his lungs collapsed on Beanie Sigel. God bless you, still here. But he think this nigga memory is all the way off, man. I peep shit when I see it. And Beanie Mac is peeping shit too. He like, nah. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all the story. And this one he gonna say it. He gonna be like, it wasn't no girl there. It's for now. I'm letting y'all be the judge on this video. It's for y'all to believe what's going on Bleek's side, or do y'all feel sorry and y'all believe on Beanie Mac? Let's get to the situation though with the baseline situation. Peek this out.
So
I niggas used to be there vampire hours.
Yeah.
So she called me like, yo, Bleek, you in the city? I'm like, yo, I'm on my way to the city right now. And she was like, yo, please, whatever you do, get to the studio now. Beans in them up here, wildin'. So I said, what, they flipped on you? She was like, nah, but when you see, you gonna see.
it wasn't no girl in there.
Yeah, she was the receptionist.
She wasn't there though.
Yeah, she was.
When that
she
happened.
was in the front. Remember the front, you had to go through
So
the door
for
to
the
get in the
people who don't
studio.
know, this what happened. So I go to Atlantic City. I win some money in Atlantic City. Smoked them. Probably about won like 80 grand in Atlantic City.
I got a casino story too.
So we left Atlantic City. We go to studio. Go to the studio. I'm in the B room. We chilling. You know, I'm on my leisure pleasure. We just say that.
Libations, you
You know what
heard?
I mean? I'm on my leisure pleasure. So back then, you see how short Bleek chain is. Back then, we used to wear it.
Long
shit.
as a motherfucker.
So
That these YNs be drinking, that's what he's talking about. And this is way back.
I'm in my leisure pleasure. I go under. When I come up from out of my joint stretch, I look on the floor and there's this mad $100 bills all over the floor. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I check my pockets. I'm like, damn, I know I ain't good. So I'm picking up all the money. Nigga caught me in my,
When you was sleeping.
yeah, when I was sleeping, was two fingering me, money out of my pocket.
And when he mean by two finger him pause, that was crazy, but everybody don't play the pause, Jordan. He mean two fingering his pocket taking out. You know, when you got money in your front pocket and you try to pickpocket and you going like this, you taking the money out. That's what he's basically trying to explain. He was so leaned up when he woke up, he see money all over the floor. Chain going. Peep this out though. But there was more things missing that a lot of people they didn't want to talk about, and that's Jay-Z record. I feel like they set him up for the bake. I'm being honest.
This man's all picking up all the money. Nigga caught me in my,
When you was sleeping.
yeah, when I was sleeping, was two fingering me, money out of my pocket. This man's all hundreds. So I'm worrying about the money. And I'm like, damn. Then I look. My chain gone. So
That's
I'm
what
like,
you said
hold
to me
up.
when I came in. He like,
I'm
niggas
like,
take my chain.
I'm like, hold up. Fuck the money.
Mm-hmm.
It was about that Rockefeller piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a badge of honor.
That's
Like,
right.
that's like a bulletproof
That's
vest.
right. It meant something.
It meant something.
That's right.
You can't get upstairs in baseline without
getting buzzed
somebody
in.
buzzing you in.
That's right.
So I wake up everybody that's with me. Yo, you got my chain? You got my chain. Don't nobody got the chain. Everybody done. Wait, mom, I'm like, yo, I woke up, you can see the money hanging out my pocket. It's all on the floor. I must have came out and they did. So I said, okay. I go to the front. For some reason, today the cameras ain't working. I need to know who came up in here. That chain don't come up. Fuck the money. Mop this shit. Cameras ain't working.
You mop this shit.
But dig this though.
Uh-huh.
Not only did they take the chain, they stole Jay them records there summer. See, they ain't putting that shit together. They ain't just take the chain.
Yeah.
Remember Jay music?
Yep, they licked them. Yep.
But they don't talk about that. They stole the music too. But they don't talk, they just talk so,
Yeah,
you know,
went left. Shit went left.
shit went left.
But
I paid for it though.
That's what I'm about to tell
That
you,
shit
bro.
cost me like an M.
Yeah, before, and that was before what, your second album?
I don't know.
I think that was around the second, like going to, that was, I think it was either the third album or the second album.
Right, the second.
But you gotta remember, that's what I was saying, Beans, it was so much shit that niggas like, yo, I don't think homie listening, he gonna get it. I can't
No
put my
matter
name
what
on that.
I done, nothing, if you, well, you already said you gonna leave me in jail. So, no matter what I did, nothing would have happened to nobody but me. I'm not gonna leave my homie in jail. Under no circumstances. But that's what under the breath. I get it.
Yeah.
Because I look back and like, damn, I was drawn.
We all was drawn crazy.
Like I did a, but not just that. Not just that.
Level.
I understand. No, because it's another incident
God.
that happened. I don't want, we gonna talk about that off.
Shout out to Memphis Bleek. Shout out to Rock Solid. Make sure y'all go watch that full interview over there because the interview is dope. Not gonna lie. You get a lot of, just pay attention to the interview. Look at body languages and everything. You will understand what I'm talking about. These two haven't spoken, sat down together in years. Years. So that attention probably not there because they laugh at me throughout the interview and all that. But you can, certain things that Bleek was saying, certain things that Beanie Mac was saying, oh man, you under the whale and all that. Yeah, he said that. Oh, you under the whale, Bleek, like this and that. And those are little things that tension is still there between them two. Y'all gotta understand, Bleek was an upcoming rapper. Beanie Single come, boom, he blows up in Rockefeller. Bleek got to, take a little setback. Now, Beanie Mac going crazy. It's all about Beanie Mac now. He got the Rockefeller going nuts. Beanie Mac was crazy. He took it to another level. I agree with that, but I'm not gonna lie. I was in that era as a young person, young nigga coming up. And when I used to watch them DVDs and all that with the Rockefellers and all that shit with Beanie Mac and all, that made me look at Rockefeller totally different. Cause I'm like, yo, them niggas got a nigga over there that ain't playing, nigga. The nigga could rap and he's standing on business over there. You mess with Hov, you gotta come through Beanie, nigga. Pause. You gotta come handle me first, then you come handle with the boss. This is the type of energy, the type of respect he had for Hov. That's why he feel that way. There's way more. I'm telling you, man, they could make a Rockefeller uncut backstory and all that, man. It's so much shit that we don't know about, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. Especially with Beanie Mac's story. That's only half of the shit that we know. Half of it. Number one, I think that's the reason why they didn't want to bring him on the tour, because my alleged answer to that is because I think them niggas was moving birds. They were still getting that money, man. I'm going to put it that way. They didn't want that heat. Number two, is messed up that Jay did that to Beanie Mac. Is messed up the way they left him. It messed up that he had to sit in that jail, come home. He never was the same again. Number three, that bass that when he said he had to pay $1 million because somebody stole and linked on Jay-Z music, you can't blame Beanie Sigel because of that. Like he said, you got to buzz somebody in for them to come upstairs or come to the building. And then all of a sudden the security camera wasn't working that day. That's a whole conspiracy. Why do that man got to come out his pocket $1 million to cover that? Think about that, y'all. $1 million coming out of an upcoming rapper like Beanie Sigel at that time, that shit put him in debt. That's why he said, why people ain't talking about that though. They want to talk about how I was bugging out in baseline. Niggas took the chain. We don't know what the hell happened because, he was off that lane. He fell asleep. But somebody there knew what happened. Somebody there knew who went over there, took that chain off, digged in his pocket, took the music away, took that unreleased music from Jay-Z. Somebody in that place knows something. And if I was in that situation, I would have bugged out too, and I would have turned that whole situation upside down. So I don't blame Beanie Sigel for that shit because he's looking around like, how the hell nobody don't know what happened? And Bleek sitting there like, man, oh, man, you know what I mean? You was bugging though, my nigga. Like this, nah, Bleek. What the hell you mean I was bugging, nigga? Then I got to pay for the music they took from Jay-Z. $1 million coming out of my mother, out of my. Come on, man, who does that? That shit was a whole setup. It was a whole setup. Somebody set that play up from the inside of that Rockefeller on family, allegedly. Because how the hell did somebody just walk in there, do all that, and walk right out? Y'all explain that shit to me. So when I watched that part of this interview, bingo, I said, there you go, something we ain't know about. Beanie Mac won't throw that in the air. Why you think he said, yo, why you think nobody ain't talk about that? They want to talk about how I was bugging out in there, but tell them the reason why I was bugging out. And then tell them the after story. I had to pay for that shit. Something that I ain't had nothing to do with, nigga. I'm just sitting there chilling. I fell asleep off my, lean passion, nigga. Niggas robbed me too, took the chain and everything. Why I gotta pay for that shit? The unreleased music. It was a whole setup. They knew that boy had problems mental because he was off that lane and all that. His memory's off. You can't remember shit that happened the following day, probably at that moment. So what they do? Nah, man, you gotta pay, man, $500,000 something. That's what they did. They made, according to BD Mac, he said he had to pay for that shit, for that mistake. But then the camera wasn't working that day. That's a whole conspiracy right there. What the hell happened at that baseline situation? They wanted him out of there, man. They couldn't handle him no more. He was out of control. He was a good rapper. I mean, the fan base loved him. I mean, Beanie Mac got a big fan base, man. People love on Beanie. He got good music. And he was one of them ones that was going to come out and he should be way more successful than he is now. And when y'all watch that interview, y'all will understand the way he feels. But we on to the next video, man. Y'all already know the vibes. I want to hear y'all smoke on this. I want to hear y'all opinion about this. How y'all feel, man? How y'all feel about Beanie Sigel's situation? Do you think Jay-Z was wrong? I feel like Jay-Z did it for a reason. And my theory is because they was doing some, you know what I mean? They was getting that money on tour, man, allegedly. And I feel like he didn't want them feds coming towards them. That's my opinion. But you don't treat your brother like that, your young brother as that, you know what I mean? But I want to hear y'all smoke, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. We on to the next video. Y'all already know the vibes. Keep that notification bell on so you know when these videos are actually dropping. And yeah, we out of here, man. Shout out to Beanie Mac, man, for real. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here, man.